Good morning and happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of the Marvinizer Mastery Group. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I always like to do a quick review. If you remember, we start off with doing a series on attitude is everything, the power of attitude. We talked about how attitude is a choice and manage your stress and focus on the positive and pull those weeds that's choking you out a little bit and getting you all stressed and keeping it first time fresh. It's a time for a change. And bend, don't break, and expect the best. So hopefully you're utilizing all seven or some of those seven to make sure that you're starting every day off with a positive attitude. Remember the saying I gave you: win the morning, win the day. Win the morning and win the day. And the best way to do it is starting off with a positive attitude. So we have two things that we're going to accomplish here like we normally do. One, asking the question, asking Marvin anything. I actually got a call on Friday from Tyler in Phoenix. And this question was around when and if at all should I be a little more assertive, a little more forceful with the customer. And he says, I have a tendency sometimes to kind of let the customer off the hook and follow up with them, which we also talked about. Don't use the F word. That's a whole nother episode. But I talked about a couple things with Tyler. One, I use the word pleasantly persistent, not necessarily persistent, but pleasantly persistent. What I mean by that is, some customers need a little nudge. So what I shared with Tyler is, if you really feel in your heart of hearts that customer is really looking forward to the solution that you have, and you know that you have the right solution for them, but for some reason they're procrastinating. For some reason they're kind of putting it off a little bit. For some reason, they just can't pull the trigger. Well, some people just need a little assistance. And that's where you need to be pleasantly persistent. The other thing I shared with Tyler is, DISC, D-I-S-C, they do a great personality assessment for salespeople. And I suggested and recommended that he do that because we all need to know what our personality style is. Most people, and that D stands for dominant. Most people are not dominant. We just aren't like that naturally, because I know I'm not. So if you're not that dominant personality, then you need to kind of be able to make that adjustment. I refer to it sometimes as mirror and match. So when you find someone that's reluctant, and you find someone that's kind of hesitating, when you find someone that's procrastinating, there's nothing wrong with looking at them and leaning in like I'm leaning in right now and say, Jim, you don't have an opportunity and time, to really wait on this. You need to get moving right now. So let's go, Jim. Pleasantly persistent. Pleasantly persistent. Because if you're not pleasantly persistent, you're going to let that person off the hook. They're going to swim away. And guess what happens? The next person in, they're not even pleasantly persistent. They're actually pushy. They're actually obnoxious. They're actually using that sales mentality. And then when you do reconnect with them, you know what they're telling you? Oh, we decided to go with somebody else. Well, you know why they did? Not because they were better as far as their solution, but because they were pushy in their approach. And that's why a lot of people don't like salespeople because they feel they're going to be talked into something that they don't want to do. We don't want to come across like that. What we do want to do, though, is when we know we have the right solution for them, don't be afraid to be pleasantly persistent in your pursuit to get that commitment from the customer. All right, what's our topic today? I got a good one. For you today. We're going to talk about the first impression. And we all have heard the expression that you don't get a second chance to what? Make a good first impression. I actually tell people all the time, you're no different than me. We are all in what I refer to as the feeling business. You've heard Maya Angelou's quote, people may forget what you said. They also may forget what you did, but they never forget what? How you made them feel. You got literally seconds to start formulating a positive impression about yourself in front of this person. We all know that people buy from who? Know, like, and trust. That's what that first impression is all about. So I want to give you a couple pointers here. How do you establish that first impression? How do you build that know, like, and trust? How do you leave them with a good feeling about you? How do you dispel that rumor that is already out there about us as salespeople? If I said to you, the salesperson right now, what definition would you give me? I guarantee it wouldn't be rosy. I guarantee it wouldn't be a positive attitude. It would probably be something very negative based on an experience that you've had, or maybe something somebody recently told you. Well, you have seconds to dispel that rumor, that image, that perception. How to do that? Well, the first thing I want to talk about is pre-call planning. How much preparation and practice did you do prior to that phone call, prior to that meeting? Did you find yourself some type of conversation starter? What do you know about the company? What do you know about the person? Did you go on social media, or it was LinkedIn or Facebook? Did you do a little research prior to the initial meeting that you're going to have? That way you're prepared, and you also may find a conversation starter that you could use as an icebreaker. So I talk about pre-call planning. Remember, the way you practice is the way you play. Let me give you a couple other ingredients along with that pre-call planning. When you first meet this person, whether you're on the phone or face-to-face, do you have a smile? I'll tell you what, they can hear your smile on the phone, and they can see your smile definitely when they connect with you. So how's your facial expression? When I work with people on the sales floor when I was managing, and some of you maybe heard me tell the story before, I walk up to people and go, hey, how are you today? They go, Marvin, I'm fine. But then I'd lean back in, I'd say, please, let your face know, because your face is scaring my customers away. Or is your face scaring that customer away in those first couple seconds based on your facial expression? As a matter of fact, it wasn't even when you got to the door. It wasn't even got to the office. Sometimes it was they watched you walking up on camera, and they were only going, oh my God, look at this person that's getting ready to call on me. Your face says a lot. Your facial expression, put a smile on it. Be inviting. A third thing, be polite. Respect them. Be polite. How's your dress? How do you look? Do you realize that a big percentage of your perception is not verbal, it's visual? Do you look the part? How is your grooming? Did you have a haircut? If you have a beard like a lot of guys have right now, is it trimmed? Or is last night's dinner still in the mustache? Come on, you gotta look the part. Stay focused. People tell me all the time, be present. Be present. The worst thing you can do is give the impression that you don't care or you're not listening to what the person is saying. Enthusiasm. How's your enthusiasm level? I asked the question, as you get up and went, do you have that sense and feeling of excitement? Because it's infectious. They'll pick up and play on that. And lastly, be confident. Be confident. Actually, I do a talk on selfies for success. And one of the selfies I talk about that's extremely important for salespeople is what? Self-confidence. Self-confidence. So let's work backwards here. And I want you to use these things as checklists. And the next time you have an opportunity to establish a first impression, whether it's at a networking event, whether it's family and friends, or whether it's with a prospect, okay? Are you confident? Are you enthusiastic? Did you stay focused and remain present during the conversation? That means you're actively listening. How's your grooming? Do you look your best? Dress. I wrote an article that talked about business casual. Business casual has become business casualty. You don't want to go down too far as your dress. And then just be polite. Respect it. Please. Thank you. You're welcome. Excuse me. And then that smile. Let your face know. Remember, if you're happy and you know it, don't just clap your hands. Because your face will what? Surely show it. And then the last thing I talked about, which was the first thing, is make sure you've done some preparation and practice. What does your pre-call planning look like that can give you all the information that you need to get this situation off to a great start? That's my message this morning. First impressions, lasting impressions. We're in the feeling business. Remember, they may forget what you said, they may forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. You want 4 things like I want 4 things that's going to come from that first impression. Repeat business, referrals, requested, and great reviews. That means you establish what? Each one of those R's stands for what? Relationships. That's it. Use that for this week. And remember, preparation and practice provides peak performance. And along with that, don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you won't get it wrong. Make it a great week.